I think within, the Black community, there's definitely a hesitance to speak openly about mental health and mental illness. And within the macro community of people who might experience mental health challenges, there's smaller communities like our law enforcement, first responders, and then different ethnicities. Within the Black community, it's been challenging because in addition to dealing with everything that the rest of the world is handling, there's also the expectation that you have to be bigger and stronger and more focused and come in earlier. And over the last several weeks, and we're not even yet in the second month of the year, I've already spoken to people who are leaving their current jobs because the culture, we talk about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, but is that being communicated across the board? Are people being made to feel like they can share when they're having challenges? And in my experience and from what I'm hearing is many people are not. So coupled with the overloaded power strip, when you add racial tension, when you add cultures that may not be as supportive, we're seeing that a lot of people really aren't sure where's a safe place for them to turn. I repeatedly share that I do not like and have gone as far as to say I hate the term strong Black woman because what it does is it places me outside the circle where I can receive empathy and compassion. For much of 2021, I functioned as that strong Black woman. I did not receive the compassion and the support that I needed, despite, people knowing that I live with a mental illness as well. But the expectation is that because I am quote unquote high functioning, that I should be able to handle, the challenges that come my way a lot better from people who aren't mental health advocates or who aren't mental health educators. And what I experience in my world is the same thing that our veterans experience, that our police officers, our EMS experiences. Hey, you were trained for this. You were built for this. You should be able to handle it. But the truth is that even strong people need a break. Even soldiers need a moment of rest, and they don't always want to be at war. And so instead of just the check on your strong friends, it's, you know what, just be a good human. How can I support the people in my life today, recognizing that there are different nuances for each person's experience that may be different from my own? So, how can I extend empathy? I've asked many people if someone were to come to you today and said that, what, they're done, that they're hopeless, and they have a plan for suicide, what would you do? And many people had no clue, from our faith and community leaders to just our family and friends. They had no idea of what they would do in that moment. This is where the onus is on us. That if we're going to talk about community and the importance of being a community during a pandemic, it means that there's a role that we have to play. And that role is getting educated on what do I do when someone is having a mental health crisis. First, be present. This isn't the time for you to, pull out all of your gems or your scriptures. It's to hear them. Hear them and assess the level of risk in this moment. Is this a time where they just need to vent and to be heard? Or is this a time where you need to not leave their side and get some mental health providers involved? Then just be a friend. What would you want to hear in that moment? One of the biggest recommendations that I can give, especially to parents, is do not be your child's first bully. Do not be a bully to the person who trusts you with what is so hurtful and so deep for them. This isn't something that's isolated to only one segment of our population or only one social class. There are many professionals who are suffering in silence because who would believe that a politician, a lawyer, an accountant, a congressman, a CEO is actually having intrusive thoughts of them ending their life? What we need is greater compassion, greater empathy, and just a pause in knowing that we're all hurting right now.